Hi, and welcome to today's webinar. My name is Jenna Fair. I'm the Senior Director of Technology Partnerships at Tealium, and today I'm going to introduce the Conversions Playbook, which is a guide to maximizing returns on conversion data with a first-party data strategy. For more helpful resources and a follow-up video in this series, please check out the attachments section of this webinar. Let's get started. As we adjust to the realities of signal loss, solutions are now in market that shift focus from third-party cookies to privacy-centric data collection that leverages PII, or personal identifiable information. This has reestablished how the industry views user consent and privacy, all the while driving towards higher standards and measurement. With Tealium, marketers are able to test, learn, and scale privacy-centric targeting and measurement to improve data hygiene, signal resiliency, and return on ad spend. So what is the playbook? The playbook explains how to set up a first-party data strategy to ensure accurate conversion measurement in an increasingly cookieless world. And why now? Well, advertising power is decreasing with device restrictions and privacy regulations. Yet customer expectations for personalization and seamless customer experiences has never been higher. The challenge is how to toe the line between servicing customer needs, respecting their privacy, and future-proofing data collection and targeting models. The value for this for our clients is that these strategies demonstrate to customers that you take their privacy seriously, and it demonstrates to your shareholders that you are committed to accurate data to feed into your growth strategies. On average, customers who implement these strategies see between 10 to 25% in return on ad spend, not to mention a much clearer view of their customer and how to target them. So why Tealium? We have been involved in shaping the future of data from the beginning. We have over 500 enterprise-level implementations and have a fully baked roadmap guiding us into the next era of data optimization. We're going to break the playbook down into two parts. The first part is how we got here, a bit of a history on conversion measurement and the rise of server-side. And the second part is what you can do, where the market is today, and what you can do to improve conversion measurement. So how did we get here? Well, we all know that online customer behavior data is the undeniable foundation of major organizational measurement, feeding into acquisition, churn, and retention models, as well as customer experiences and brand activations. Over time, marketers have perfected the art of targeting and personalization across the customer funnel, from attribution strategies to email marketing and loyalty programs. Tracking is primarily built on third-party cookies and pixels. Historically, this methodology was prioritized because ultimately it was cheaper, it was faster, and it required less planning and integrations to implement. Cookies are also really difficult to audit and analyze, with roughly 15% of media spend going into tech fees across the ad supply chain. Cookies enabled digital advertising to accelerate at an incredible speed to market, but compromised ad effectiveness and performance measurement, not to mention customer privacy. No matter how you look at it, the cookie did a poor job of servicing both users, consumers, and advertisers alike. In more recent years, a collective consciousness has also begun to take shape around privacy, introducing the concept of the right to privacy, or privacy as a human right. In 2016, GDPR launched in Europe, and that same year, a need for further restrictions were massively amplified after the Cambridge Analytica scandal during the election in the US. In 2017, Safari announced new ITP protocols, Firefox followed suit in 2018, and by 2020, Google announced unequivocally that it would block all third-party cookies by default in 2024. This will put approximately 86% of total browser traffic at risk. In 2021, Meta and Google launched privacy-centric measurement solutions, thereby truly setting the foundation and the future of the advertising industry, and codifying how PII data would play a key role in data collection, performance, and targeting. This year, major publishers followed suit, with TikTok, Snapchat, Twitter, LinkedIn, and more coming out with similar solutions. So what does all of this tell us? It tells us that cookies alone no longer solve how we measure and report on customer behavior. Data flows are in serious jeopardy, and the new cookieless marketplace has been formalized and has been set. So we've entered this next chapter of the cookie apocalypse with privacy-centric data measurement solutions fully launched. The conversation for advertisers has now officially shifted from what will you do when the cookie erodes to what are you doing now to future-proof your business. Which brings us to the movement to server side. We're seeing leading marketers across verticals from fast food to CPG rush to collect their own information on consumers and building out millions of detailed customer profiles that reclaim their first-party data strategy. But as more media providers launch more solutions, along with best practices to configure and optimize resilient data, it's clear that doing this client side is both time and labor prohibitive. Scaling quickly and dealing with ongoing maintenance is a big ask for enterprise businesses, which is where a company like Tealium plays a big role. Beyond implementation, there are also functional benefits of having a server-side solution that have to do with data hygiene. Server-side prevents against ad and browser blockers, optimizes page performance, and improves data security and governance. And Tealium enables all of this at scale. Tealium is always building for the future. We've been solidified as a leading tag management and CDP provider for over 10 years running. In 2017, we launched our API hub, which is called EventStream, which plays a critical role in enabling scale of signal loss solutions. Tealium has worked with the likes of Meta and Google from the ground up to battle test privacy-centric measurement tools and drive scaled adoption in market. EventStream enables server-side connections that ensure conversion events are tied to business KPIs and tracked for attribution and conversion uplift. Getting started with your first-party data strategy starts with EventStream. Conversions APIs increase observable data and improve the overall quality of conversion modeling. They allow conversion tags, or server-to-server APIs, to capture consented hashed customer data on the page, for example, email addresses and phone numbers, and then match them back against logged-in data to tell you who has taken action. Conversion visibility can increase by up to 35%, which is massive considering how much signal and data deprecation we're seeing today, while return on ad spend can typically increases by an average of 25%. These are astonishing numbers, and they are absolutely a testament to the lack of visibility that we currently have with regulatory and privacy regulations coming into play. Server-to-server solutions also deliver more agile testing for messaging, offers, and creative, tying benefits across the entire marketing stack. But we'll get more to that later. Part 2, what you can do. So we've broken this down against what we're calling a conversion maturity curve and sort of assigned a crawl, walk, run framework just for ease of explanation. What we're finding is that early adopters who are up and running on EventStream with Conversions API solutions in place across the majority of their key media channels, they're seeing incredible uplift in conversion measurement right out of the gates, on average between 10 to 15%. And they're now moving into this walk phase, which is all about enriching the data layer in EventStream by increasing the volume of data and making sure those events are configured properly. This is not only increasing the amount of signals, it also optimizes their technology investment in EventStream and maximizes utilization of the product. From there, the conversation gets really exciting beyond the walk phase when we look beyond EventStream and what a CDP functionality could do when layered on top. So, at this stage, marketers who have a solid first-party data strategy and strong hygiene, they're able to now activate across the rest of their digital ecosystem with this very rich, very clear and resilient data, which enables them to optimize their MarTech stack with, more precise audiences and more precise audience profiling. So you can imagine what this unlocks when you think about combining that with online to offline strategies, and attribution strategies that just get supercharged because the data that they're pumping through is so much stronger and so much more accurate. So let's break this all down. If you're still in the crawl phase, you do have some ground to make up, but the good news is we're here to help. So step one is all about getting conversions APIs implemented through the EventStream API Hub. To kick this off, we'll want to understand the key conversion events that feed into your organization's KPIs. So some common ones are things like purchase events, appointment requests, newsletter setups, those types of things. Any event that is built into your tracking methodology that ladders up to KPIs that you're monitoring that feed into how you're measuring the growth of your business. Those are the events that we're interested in, and chances are you already have this information and you're very well versed in it. So understanding as well what platforms those events are activated on will also help indicate the right tracking methodology and configuration and help identify if there's any customization that we might need to look into. Typically, we don't need to do customization, but for example, if a business is predominantly app versus web-based in terms of their services or their commerce touch points, that might be interesting to know because we might look at app incrementality measurement of user events across devices. So with this information, conversions events can be configured within EventStream either by Tealium or by the client directly or one of our agency partners. We highly recommend also at this stage that an uplift or performance measurement study is set up so that benchmarks are in place to track results. And along the way, we are always available to help troubleshoot with setup and validate data signals are firing properly. Okay, moving into sort of where the bulk of our early adopter customers are today and sort of where the extensive market sits today into that walk phase. So with major media channels up and running using these signal resilient solutions, the next phase is about optimizing and configuring that data, making sure that the right data is being fired in the highest volume possible at the highest quality. This is where the majority of the industry is. And to help guide the market, we're seeing the advent of what's called event match quality scoring, which measures the health of overall data flows and generates a score to weight that health. So a great example of this is Meta's EMQ score, which is weighted out of 10. And sort of as a benchmark has a score of 6 as the lowest recommended score. So the way to increase scores is entirely based on PII data. The most important data points are things like hashed email, client IP address, phone number, and login data. Well, things like gender, date of birth, first and last name, city, state, zip, country, all of those are also very helpful. But those core hashed email, client IP address is available through both Tealium and your media provider to guide you on how to do that, or perhaps, with data being, certainly, especially PII data being such a hot topic from a privacy perspective. There's lots of material that's been generated to demonstrate how consent management is set up, and to ensure that these solutions are entirely compliant with industry standards and government regulations. The final stage of the conversions playbook is, again, arguably where things get the most exciting. With clean and resilient data fueling marketing budgets, an accurate view of the customer comes back into the picture, clearer than ever before. More efficient media spending and better return on ad spend put the advertising power back in the hands of the brand. This first-party data strategy creates a feedback loop of performance and targeting, allowing brands to start broadening the aperture to apply this data across the rest of their marketing technology stack for incremental value. So data collected through PII can be used for retargeting and attribution with lookalike and suppression modeling to drive better performance in media. It can also be unified with more diverse sources for online to offline strategies that deliver next next best action insights, leveraging things like in-store purchases, point of sale, and call center data sources. So the idea being that now that we're collecting this consented, secure, privacy-centric PII data, we're then able to unify it with other data sources, other points of sale, in-store shopping, point of sale kiosks, really unifying it with the rest of your customized marketing technology stack, as well as different touch points within your customer's brand experience. And from here, you can imagine the rest of your marketing activation strategy benefits from the fact that the audience profiles that you're unifying are based on clean, clear customer data that is privacy-centric and is compliant. So having a trusted and reliable CDP in place that seamlessly connects to the wider stack is essential in moving to the next level in conversion maturity. In closing, Tealium provides turnkey, proven solutions that generate meaningful results for advertisers and provide the foundation for scaling privacy-centric measurement solutions. Today, we talked through the playbook and how to get started. Thank you so much for joining me, and be sure to check out our next webinar to learn more.